Hey, all, welcome to another podcast. This one is going to be all about lifestyle creep. So, first, a little house cleaning. Sorry, it's been a while since I've posted. I have had some things come up in life that have required some attention. So, the first half of this year, first quarter of this year, um, I think posts might be a little slow, but I'm getting out of this rut, and I'll be able to start donating some more time into writing blogs again and being more active on the other sites that I maintain. So always subscribe to the email newsletter so you can keep updated with what's going on. A lot of big things happening this year. The trickle of more content will be coming in soon. Just getting things wrapped up, some personal things, and also some projects related to this website. So today I want to talk about lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep, and I'm just making up this term. Maybe it exists. I didn't do a Google search or anything. Lifestyle creep, in my opinion, is as you progress in life, as you get older and you achieve more prestige in your career, or you reach higher levels, you go from professional to master or whatever, you start to accumulate things. That also require more income. So a good example, I'm going to use this as the Toys R Us example. Do y'all remember that Toys R Us store going out of business a couple years ago? So I watched a great video about what happened to that store precisely. And essentially it was about 15, 20 years ago, in the early 2000s, they projected throughout the 90s, they had this great growth pattern. So they projected that all throughout the 2000s, their growth pattern would continue. 2% every year, 5% every year. However, they did not see the rise in e-commerce coming. They even gave Amazon an opportunity to do their e-commerce store because they just didn't want to mess with it. They wanted to focus on what they've always been focused on. So what killed Toys R Us was not necessarily online shopping. What killed Toys R Us was they assumed that their income, their growth, their reoccurring revenue would continue to go up. So they took on more debt, building more stores and making other investments. And the problem was they didn't see e-commerce coming around the corner, and boom, bankrupt. So I see that with a lot of Americans. I don't know really much life outside of this country, but I see that with a lot of Americans where they're okay, new job, instead of paying off my old college car, let me go ahead and get the new Lexus or the new BMW or European whatever, or our pickup truck. That's a big one here. Let me get the new pickup truck. Instead of driving the little cheap car I had as a college student, it's time to upgrade my car, go into more debt. My income's going to be increased, so what's wrong with a little extra debt? The problem with that is, I could probably go on and on, but the first thing that I think of is you become a slave to that income. And let's say for whatever reason, you become a lawyer and you start accumulating debts based on your lawyer's salary. And then you come to find out 32, 33, 35 years old, you don't like being a lawyer anymore. Well, you have a nice lifestyle of that lawyer's salary that your family is going to have to adjust, that your family is adjusted to or grown up with. And if you just stop that career and become, something less of a higher income, like an electrician or a painter, let's say you decided to pursue something you enjoyed that could pay the bills but wasn't a six-figure income. Well, you wouldn't have that option. As someone who's in debt, you have a big mortgage, because you assumed when you took that mortgage on you'd always be a lawyer. Or that's actually a great scenario. What if you have a heart attack? You're in your early 40s. This is what happened to my parents, to my dad. He had a heart attack. Income, opportunity, productivity all went down the drain. He was never the same after his heart attack. He had a couple heart attacks, actually. His productivity was never the same as it was. And he was in his 40s, so he wasn't really old. And my dad was not obese. He was actually in good shape. Just boom, heart attack. And life was never the same. So all of his income changed. So lifestyle creep assumes that you're going to continue to produce and do well. The problem is, it's actually the reverse. The older we get, the less productive. Yeah, we may be smarter in our decisions, so we may produce more income as a result of experience. However, we can't work those all-nighters like we used to as teenagers or in our 20s. I don't know about you guys, but I remember being 21, staying up all night, being a stupid 21-year-old, and then waking up, going to work at 7 a.m., feeling like $1 million. Well, the older you get, you can't do that anymore. Your productivity actually decreases. You're more susceptible to getting sick. You're more susceptible to heart attacks or other things. You can't force your body to not have rest. And that's another danger of lifestyle creep. So how this relates to me is my wife and I are trying to figure out a way of getting my in-laws to live with us. And at this current moment, my home is paid for. But at this current moment, the home prices in my area, I live in the Midwest, they are skyrocketing. Yes, I could sell my little 3-bedroom ranch and upgrade my home, but I could not sell it for what it would take to get a bigger home, and I don't want to go into debt. So I've decided, instead of taking on more debt and upgrading the home, I'm just going to convert my little 2-car garage. And this is like heresy, but I'm going to convert, this is suburban heresy. I'm going to convert my 2-bedroom garage, which is about 400 square feet, into a little studio apartment with a sink and a half bath and a door to go outside for my grandparents or for my in-laws. So that's less than 20 grand, at least proposed. And I may eat that. I may not gain that value. However, at least it's debt free. And let's say that I don't sell my home for the value it costs to convert my garage. So let's say it costs $20,000, and let's say my home is worth $150 right now. So if I were to put that $20K into the garage, it would be worth, I'd have $170 into it. So the question is, right now I could not sell my home for $170. Well, I am willing to bet that when I sell this home, my 2 kids, I have another one on the way if you didn't know that, my 2 kids will be out of college. That's my goal with this home. I want to stay in this home until both my kids move out and go to college. By that time, I mean, we're talking, my firstborn is 1.5. So we're talking 18, 20 years from now. I guarantee you, 20 years from now, based off the track record of my city since the 1800s, the home value will gain that 20K. But even if it doesn't, even if if inflation does not cause the value of my house to increase, that 20K will be spent with my children's grandparents growing up, with them. They'll be there to help us babysit. We're considering homeschooling. We get the benefits of having the in-laws help us raise our children. That to me is worth 20K, and all the other benefits that could come along with it. So this is something I've thought a lot about. This actual video is the 4th take because I've thought a lot about lifestyle creep. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. I've even thought about going into debt to get a bigger home. I felt a little bit of ashamed not just buying a bigger home, but just weighing all the pros and cons. If I bought a bigger home, and lost my job there, I'd have payments. Not only would I have payments, but don't forget my in-laws are coming here. So unless they start working, who is going to take care of them? The pressure of me having monthly payments again, plus 2 additional mouths to feed in addition to my children and my wife, that's a total of 5 people and a dog. That's stressful as hell. Stressful as hell. I'd rather just keep my home with no monthly payments, lose the garage because I just use it for a gym, and let everybody else look at me weird because I don't own a garage. I decided to turn that into a bedroom. Anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. This is a 10-minute video. Wow. So have a good one. Talk to you later.